Yeah, we are here on Trophy Drifts, vlog, you understand? Elmina Castle, out here to do some shit, you understand? What I say, you all subscribe to my boy, you got me? Yeah, man.
Guys, we're out here, streets of Cape Coast, my niggas. It's too dark. That's my queenad. I got the boys out there. I got my squad out here, bro. Streets of Cape Coast. Yeah. It's a new day. I just came out to get something in the streets of Cape Coast. As you guys can see, I'm in the streets of Cape Coast. Yeah, this is Cape Coast. So I just came out to get some stuff. It's really hot out here, bro. It's really hot. Just trying to get some things. This is Cape Coast. This is how Cape Coast looks. It's a nice place. It's a nice place to be, bro. You guys just have to check it out. Guys, this is Cape Coast. That's a technical school down there. Yeah, as you can see, that's a technical school down there. I'll be going there later on though, but for now, we're in the streets of Cape Coast. Yo, Queenard, this is my artist, bro. Yeah, guys, this is my artist, Queenard. Yeah, guys, so we are heading out, ready for today's shoot. This is how the vlog is going. I'm on my is how this vlog is going. Queen out star.
This place so quiet.
Yeah. Okay.
não vou assim, não é. Eu vou. They don't hear them. Hey, got. Oh, yo, we need to hear so. I'm a fancy. Oh, I'm fancy. Yo.
Jesus. Go take them. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Having some. Good vibes.
Jenna, baby.
Alive.
I started thinking bully and then learned to now don't. Slip on stage, pop up on the ticket on the top. Portuguese giving first many years ago. I'm not taking shit, yes, don't like to fuck.
Guys, this is a view of Cape Coast. How the view looks, bro. It's not a regular, bro. This is where the slave trade in Africa, Ghana, this is where it happened, bro. This is how up lane, bro. As you can see, we are heading down, bro. These are my feet. I'm on a hiking. I'm on my hiking feet. Okay, these are the rocks, bro. So, okay, we are here in the sea. Yeah, this is how it looks. This is how the Cape Coast beach looks. Wow, this is the beach, bro. This is the castle. This is the castle from the back. On the head of this, you see how it is down there. Guys, just stay and watch this vlog. Beautiful out here. I'm gonna lie. It's beautiful out here. The waves, the sea breeze out here. It's beautiful. It's a place to be. Like, I really mean it. It's a place to be. Guys, if you can see, there's the boat in the middle of the sea. Yeah, you can see there's a boat. There's another one down here. There's a boat down here too. Two of them in the sea. How beautiful it looks out here. Guys, one trip, if you drop your phone here, it's gone. I mean it. place, guys. Cape Coast is a beautiful place. I just want to show you guys more of it and not more of myself. Cape Coast is a very beautiful place. Very beautiful place. So this is where the slave trade started in Ghana. This is where it started in Ghana. As you can see, some nice boats out there. Guys, see some boats out there. It's so beautiful out here. It's so beautiful out here. The sea breeze here is so this is the castle from the back. This is where the Europeans kept the slaves in Ghana. This is it. Wow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful out here. It's so beautiful out here, guys. Wow. This is how it looks out here. Wow, guys, this place is beautiful. Hope I don't trip and fall. I have to run back because I can't be here alone. Oh, you guys should follow me. Why? I go back. Woo! Now we're heading into the capital. Very beautiful out here, guys. This is where it all started in West Africa, Ghana. This is the main building. So guys, this is the castle. As you can see, this is how the castle looks, guys.
Right, so this is Elmina Castle.
Okay.
It's also called St. George's Castle. The castle was built by the Portuguese who first arrived in 1471. They had two reasons for coming: to trade and to spread the Christian religion.
Okay.
The system of trade by then was barter. Barter is the exchange of goods for goods. It doesn't involve money.
Okay.
So these Portuguese came along with goods like guns, gunpowder, knives, used clothes, and mirror. So what they had, they exchanged for goods of the locals here. The locals gave them gold, spices, and ivory.
Okay.
So that they thought there was so much gold here. So they named this town Elmina. It's a Portuguese word, which means a mine.
Okay.
But the people who lived here by then could not pronounce Elmina.
Okay.
So they pronounced it as Elmina.
Okay.
Then the Portuguese also named this town Aldea, which means a village.
Okay.
Again, the locals couldn't pronounce that, so they pronounced it as Edina. That has come to stay.
Okay.
So everybody calls this town Elmina or Edina.
Okay.
But these, remember, are wrongly pronounced Portuguese names.
Alright.
But this town had its own name to be Anumansa or Anumansa,
Okay.
which means the water that never finishes.
Okay.
And this is in reference to that water body that we call the
Yeah.
before we got here into the castle.
Okay.
So these Portuguese wanted more wood, but there was a problem. They needed a permanent place to stay. They spoke with the chief who was in charge of this land back then. His name, Nana Kwamena and Sam the First. They spoke to him about getting a piece of land so that they could build something to help them in their trade. In the year 1482, this castle was then built. It was built under leadership of Captain John Diego de Azambuja and about 600 soldiers. So these Portuguese traded here in this castle. Remember, it was barter trade for 45 years. After 45 years, they moved on to slave trade for 110 years.
Wow.
So it means that the Portuguese lived here all together for 155
years. Wow.
But by then, the Dutch were already in the country. They were located at a town called Mori. Mori is about 30 kilometers from Elmina. And whilst they were at Mori, they traded in gold and ivory. But the Dutch were not happy with the gold and ivory simply because they were envious of the profits that the Portuguese made out of their slave trade. So because of that, they attacked the Portuguese in 1596 and in 1625, but they failed. Then they tried again in 1637, assisted by the locals here this time around. The Dutch were victorious. But once the Dutch were here, this place was in a bad state. So the Dutch fixed the bombarded parts of the castle because of the war they had with the Portuguese. Then they extended the castle to the structure we have currently. And then they traded in slaves. The Dutch lived longer than the Portuguese in this castle. So they lived here for 235 years.
After the 150 years, the Portuguese. Wow.
And the Dutch were here for 235 years.
Wow.
But the Dutch had to sell this castle to the English or the British. The year was 1872. By then, the slave trade was abolished. So what the British did was, with the structure, was they brought African men from all over the English West African speaking countries. And these men they brought here, they trained them as soldiers. They were sent to two countries, Benin and Egypt. And there they fought as soldiers during the Second World War. But after the Second World War, the British brought more African men here. And this time around, they were trained as soldiers. So these British stayed here for 85 years until Ghana gained independence. And Ghana had control of the seas. Ghana has had control for 66 years. The age of this structure today is 542.
Wow. This is serious.
So all these were dungeons for the female slaves. This is the dungeons.
Only the females.
The female slaves were 400 every 3 months.
Wow.
So here we have the largest female dungeon.
Wow.
And this held about 150 of the female slaves. Now the slaves, they got them all over West Africa. So they had to come from places like Nigeria. They had to come from places like Burkina Faso, like Benin, like Mali, and the likes. But the slaves had to walk barefooted to the dungeons. And it took at least 2 months of walking. Once they were here in the dungeons, they had to sleep on the bare floor. There was nothing like mattresses for them. Unfortunately, it was the same floor they had to go to toilets. It was the same floor they had to urinate. It was the same floor they had to vomit. And since they were female slaves, they had their menstruation on the floor. There was a door fixed right there, so anytime they opened the door, mornings and evenings, their food was all on the dirty floor. The slaves, out of hunger, had to eat from floor that had blood, feces, urine, vomit. The had to die. And those who didn't die, some fell sick. To make matters very worse, this place was very hot because a little air came from this side here. Then we have the second side there, and then the hole we see down there. But that hole led to a room we call the magazine. In there they kept their guns, their gunpowder. And sometimes there were leakages, so the gunpowder moved from there. And the slaves who bring them a lot of them died. See, it has a unique scent. Yes, it's because of the gunpowder. But when you look up, you can see some tiny creatures on top. They're bats. You can flash the light.
Okay. Wow.
You see the bats?
Yeah.
They are not harmful.
Wow. Did they come out at daytime, like in the night? Sorry. Did they come out at night?
Yes, please. They come out to find food. They eat insects. So there was something that happened here. Most of these white men, they never came to Africa with their wives. They came alone. They came alone because they feared that malaria could kill their wives.
Yeah.
Because they were men, when they were here, sometimes they desired to be with females, and in that process, they had to break open the slaves. When the governor who was on the boss here, what he did was he stood above us here, and we call this place a governor's balcony. Then he ordered the soldiers to open the doors on the dungeons.
Okay.
Then the females gathered here. Then the governor looked through all the females, selected one person he wanted to rape, but she was so dirty. So they drew water from here. This is an underground water reservoir. And this was built by the Portuguese in 1482. This is where they harvested rainwater. So we can see the rainwater, which is not clean today. This is the water they drank in those days. It was clean in those days. It's the same water they used for bathing and for cooking. Slaves, Europeans as well, drank from here.
What about here? Same well?
Yes, please. So this was, it worked as a filter.
Okay.
In the sense that when the water came first here, there were big stones underneath. So these were used to trap the dirt.
Okay.
Worked as a filter. So a soldier drew water from here. Then the female who was selected by the governor, she was bathed by the male soldier, prepared for the governor. So she went that way to the governor's head. The female had to climb the steps to the governor's bedroom. She was raped there. She had to descend and go back to the dungeons and wait. She had to wait for bigger ships to arrive. Wow. So she waited for about 3 months. When the ships did arrive, they had to screen all the female slaves because some of these female slaves were pregnant.
Yeah.
So these ones, they took them from the castle. They had houses in town. They catered for them there. Then they gave birth. But their children were very different. They were mixed race.
Okay.
And we call those children mulattoes. The mulattoes, they brought back to the castle when they were 3 years to 6 years. Here they were educated, also named after their white fathers or European fathers.
Okay.
When the mulattoes were adults, they left the castle. They went into the communities to start life afresh there. Some mingled with the locals and others married the locals. So the effect of that is when you go to town, there are people who bear foreign last names.
Okay.
Foreign last names like Smith, Arthur,
Okay.
Ferguson, Coombs, and Van Dyke, simply because they trace their ancestors to the mulattoes who went to the communities to settle there.
Okay.
But some of these female slaves, out of pride and self-respect, refused to be raped by these white men. So in that process, they were punished. and this was used to punish them. This is a cannonball.
Yeah.
We had 8 in those days. Today, sadly, we have 1. And this is heavy. It weighs 25 kilos or 50 pounds. So what they did was, right where we see the hole, they placed chains. Then these chains were tied to her legs, and she couldn't move about with this heavy thing. So all she did was she stood the whole day. And standing, she wasn't given water, she wasn't given food. And having stood the whole day, she had to go back to the bedroom of the governor where she was raped. So until she yielded to rape, she stood here with this. So it tells us that these white people never gave up on their female. Whatever happened, they made sure. Then let's see this. We have original building materials here. These are original bricks they imported from Portugal. So in those days, this is how the dungeons were. This side is cemented. It's not original. This is how the floor was. So this is what all our fathers and mothers were sleeping on in those days. Yes. This again, they imported from Portugal. Then we have yellowish ones here. This they brought from the Netherlands. And in between them, whitish. These are limestones. Yes, in those days there was nothing like cement, so they had to use limestones to bind the bricks originally. Then these iron bars have been here from the days of slave trade. So all these, they put them at places like this we have today. With these ones here, none of the slaves could have broken one to escape. Yes. But today, these ones are rusting because of the sea breeze. So we have replaced them with wood here. This we can all break. The slaves were here, they would have broken this long time. It's not original. Then the materials you see on the floor, don't be deceived. These are not original. They don't belong to the slaves. So about 10 years ago, there were students here to dramatize the days of slavery. These are the materials they used for their drama. So they had to dress like the slaves. The pieces of cloth they tied around their private parts. Then the chains the students used for their legs and their hands, as though they were real slaves. So this room was used for enactment by the students. They came from all over the world, from Nigeria, from America, and the likes. They were only blacks. There was no white. So they acted. They were here for about 12 hours.
Wow.
They did everything here, so we were real slaves. So this is to remember what they did over 10 years ago.
Wow, this is so cool.
Okay, so please, all these were dungeons for the females and children. The female slaves were always separated from the male slaves. They held the slaves in dungeons for at most 3 months. They had to wait for big ships. When the big ships arrived, most of the slaves died, but those who survived were moved out of the dungeons. They had chains tied to their legs. They had to go down this way. Then out of the castle, they went into the gate of no return. Sorry. But right here, there was a wooden staircase. Right here, there was a wooden staircase. Today, it's not here, so we'll go down this way. One of the male slave dungeons. This we also call the transit male slave dungeon, simply because when the bigger ships arrived, all the male slaves had to move from their dungeons around. Through this very one, down they went to the gate of no return. But some of the men were held here, about 150 of them. And all these men they held here, they were fed from the hole we see above there. That is where men were fed from. So in those days, the slaves had to eat boiled corn or brown bread or millet or sometimes rice mixed with oil. They dropped the food from there. And these men, out of desperation, had to fight over the food on the ground. It's known as survival of the fittest.
Wow.
because if they decided not to fight, they were going to starve. They were going to die in here. So I always cast my mind on the man who stood at the extreme corner. What time he made it to this very spot where they told me. And if they needed to drink water, they called the water from there. The men here didn't have cups. So I wonder how they had to drink water. Then we call that the branding room. So that's where the male slaves were branded. With branding, there were metals, and metals that at the bottom had symbols of all the traders, symbols like IAT. So once a trader bought a male slave, they made fire here, placed their metals in the fire to grow very hot. Then these were stamped on their bodies so that these men could be identified by their owners. So this is where the men were branded, the branding room. And it's a very small place which is poorly ventilated. So imagine the heat that came from inside. Let's see the gate of no return.
Okay.
So this is not original floor. This might be, this is not original floor.
Okay. But the walls are still intact, the same way it came. Like the same way they built it.
Yes, slightly the difference will be with the mold we see here. But basically the wall is original. But these are molds. Fungi or molds, one of them. Please be careful.
Okay.
So as the male slaves walked this way to the gate of no return, the females also came from here. So we call this the room of intercession.
Okay.
Sometimes families met themselves here for the first time in 3 months of being held here. The room of intercession. And please bend and take 4 steps down to the room of no return. 4 steps down. Right, so this we call the room of no return, and this is the popular gate of door of no return.
So from here they are taken to the ships.
Yes, so what happened was the sea we see, which is a distance away, was very close in those days.
Okay.
But the sea was not too deep so that the bigger ships could move that close. So what they did was down there they placed small boats and ladder.
Okay.
The slaves one by one had to get into the boats. Then the boats took them to where the bigger ships were.
Okay.
And these slaves were sent to places like the Caribbeans, Haiti, Jamaica, Brazil, some to Europe, some to the Americas. And they went there simply to work in plantations, to work in mines, to work in houses. And these slaves never came back. That's why we all call this the gates of no return. But today we have their descendants coming back.
Yeah.
So this as well is known as the gate of return.
Wow.
But what can you say about the size of this gate?
It's too small. I even can't fit.
Yes. But why do you think this was made so small for human beings? What were their reasons for making this small?
I can't really tell. Because right now I feel maybe they don't want much people to pass at once.
Yes.
So they want it to be just one at a time.
Yes,
or one.
that's the answer. That's the answer.
Wow.
That's the answer. So there was a means of controlling their movement.
Okay.
So that they had to go out, as you rightly said, one at a time. One at a time.
Wow.
But this same gate was bigger when they built this place and traded in gold. So it was from this side here to this side here, much bigger gates.
Okay, when it was all the barter, the trade and barter.
Excellent. So the gate was much bigger. But in trading in human beings, out of, what do you call that, wickedness?
Yeah.
They made this smaller. Then it's the same concept up here. So you may wonder why we had to bend.
Yeah.
So in trading in gold, all these were not here, making this space very big, right from the top there. You could comfortably walk here with the gold without bending.
Yeah.
Then in trading in human beings, they fixed it here so that these slaves had to bend. Again, we can say that it was a means of controlling
Yes.
their movement, yes. And even as they had to bend and go out these small gates, psychologically it was affecting them. It affected them psychologically, yes.
True.
Then all these rates we see around us were placed by some of our brothers and sisters outside the country in the diaspora. Mostly these African Americans. So remember, all those who couldn't make it to the New World. These bottles of water used for praying to ancestors, asking for blessings and travel mercies.
Oh, sad. So sad. So sad.
Let's carry on.
Okay.
Please watch your head.
Yeah.
This was written to remember one of the Dutch governors. His name you find here, Tets. It's in Old Dutch. Tets, the governor, came from a place called Zeeland. It's a province in the Netherlands, in Holland. And he was the last director general over the West Indies Company, over the north and south coasts of Africa. The governor came here on the 16th of January, 1758. He died the same year, on the 12th of March, when he was only 41 years. When the governor died, he was buried here. And he died of malaria. So he was buried right here. But these words we find here describe the governor. It says that Tets, the governor, was a good governor. He was a godly man. He was a hard-working man and a selfless one. And this was written by priests. A. Andriessen. The priest came from a village called Veer. Veer is a small village in Zeeland. Yes, so you can do the judgment whether this man was indeed a good man, a godly man. Then the governor stayed up on the very last floor. That's what he stayed. The next floor was occupied by his deputy. The next one, all the European soldiers. These are cells.
What are the X signs for?
These just to support the building.
Okay.
Because when they were building, they never placed iron bars.
Okay.
So in time, we realized we have to support it like this.
Okay.
And please, when you look this way to our left, up, that's where the missionaries stayed.
Okay.
The priests lived there, the slave traders lived there. Then below them, from this very one, all around us, were dungeons for the male slaves. Then that in the middle was built by the Portuguese as church. The Portuguese were Roman Catholics. So that's the very first Roman Catholic church we have here.
Wow.
When the Dutch were here, they were not Catholics, they were Protestants. So they chose not to worship there. Instead, they divided that into two. So down there, the Dutch were buying and selling the Africans as slaves.
Down here?
Yes, inside. So that became the slave auction hall.
Wow.
Then on top of it, the Dutch were eating and drinking. So that was dining hall or junior soldiers' mess.
Wow.
When the British were here, this is where they trained Africans as policemen. Today, the building serves as a museum. Then this here and that there, buttresses were fixed by the Dutch to support the walls of the castle so that the castle does not collapse. And the metals on them were fixed by the British for the policemen. The policemen they trained had to use these metals for exercising. So they climbed it, ascended it as many times Now these are the cells. Let's have a look at this. See the symbol here, the symbol there. Then look at the gates as well, the doors as well. The doors are so this is how the place is when the door is closed.
Wow.
And this was meant for the African male slaves.
Jesus.
Because some of these men, they tried to fight back for freedom.
Okay.
So these men were taken from their dungeons. They were locked here, so many of them, more than 50 of them in this small space.
This small space.
And once the men were here, no water for them, no food for them.
Oh.
So these were left here to starve until they died. When they died, the European soldiers looked through these holes we have on the door.
Yeah.
Then they came for their bodies and threw their bodies into the sea. So there was no way an African man walked here alive. He walked out of this place alive. No. So we call this place a condemned cell.
Wow.
Yes. Let's compare this place to the next one.
Okay. Wow, just a few moments there.
Look at the door we have here. How do you feel? Is it the
Wow,
same?
no. There's more ventilation here. Wow.
And this was meant for European soldiers. Because some of these soldiers left the castle without permission. And others got drunk. Then they misconducted themselves.
Okay.
So the soldiers were punished here. They were held in here for a few hours. Then they were released. But once they were here, they were entitled to water. They were entitled to food. So none of these soldiers died here. And because they were European soldiers, this place is airy, as India said. There's a window here, there's a second window here. And even from the nature of the gates, the air easily flows into this place. So what was meant as punishment was not really
a punishment.
It was more of luxury and comfort for them. This is known as a European soldier cell. European soldier cell.
This is a sad one.
There's a message here. This serves as a mission statement of the tour, and also an apology to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora concerning the role that chiefs played in the history of slavery. It was placed here in the year 1992 during the celebration of the first Pan-African Festival in Ghana. So our tour right now should be in everlasting memory of the anguish of our ancestors. May those who died rest in peace. May those who return find their roots. May humanity never again perpetuate such injustice against humanity. We the people out. We are praying that slave trade will never.
It will never happen again.
I don't see where the Ghana stays.
Okay. here. Wow.
And the living rooms here. 2 living rooms for the governor, one here and one there.
Wow.
Then behind the door, here the bathroom. And here is changing room. So making 5 rooms.
For him
5
alone.
rooms for one governor. 5
Wow.
rooms.
Wow. He had the best views. He had the best views. So what is
Officers' mess. So this was dining hall for senior soldiers. But let's go this way. We'll come here later. In those days, this was a boardroom. So this is where meetings were held. This is where their conferences were held. But today we've turned the boardroom to a shop. All these items on sale. Then we have a balcony outside. So after the meetings were held here, the governor stood on this balcony. And from here, he addressed all the soldiers from here.
wow.
So this is a second balcony for the governor.
It's a very nice view.
So look around for about a minute.
Okay. Wow, guys. So far, it's been. I'm very emotional, bro. I'm very, very emotional at the moment for all I've learned today. So, guys, this is how the castle looked from the general's view, because the slaves, they did not have the opportunity to be here. To be in this place I'm standing, they do not have the opportunity to be here. The only places they had the opportunity to be is the dungeons that is down here, down here. They never had the opportunity to be up here, except for the females that they had to rape. It's a sad one. It's a sad one. It's a sad one. Guys, let's continue our lessons. Wow. Guys, we have all this here. This is Africa for you. Whatever you want, we got them here in Africa. Wow. This is Africa for you. Guys, let's get it.
Can you lift this, please?
Okay.
I can hold that for you.
Oh, that's fine.
Hold it for you. So once that was lifted, like you have lifted, the female who was selected came up, yes, to the governor's bedroom. She was raped, then she had to go down the same way. So this was more like a private access to the governor's bedroom. Please place your hand in the hole so that it doesn't make a loud noise. Thank you.
Wow. That's sad.
Well planned.
Well planned. Like, it's just like they already know what they are about to do. Wow.
So this we call the balcony. I hope you remember remember the
Yeah,
story.
this is where the governor stands to pick. Wow.
Then you can see the reservoirs from here.
Yeah.
Then the cannonball from here as well.
Yes. Too. This is
Please let's see the kitchens of the garden.
okay.
There are two kitchens for the governor. One kitchen here, and then the next one is beside us. Two kitchens for the governor.
Wow.
That's the fireplace.
Wow. The kitchens are even bigger than the dungeons. Wow.
This was church.
Okay.
Church built by the Dutch.
Wow.
We call it the Dutch Reformed Church. The Dutch Reformed Church.
Wow.
Built on top of the female slave houses.
Yeah.
So that's Psalm 132 verse 40, Old Dutch.
Okay.
132 verse 40. In English, it goes like, "This is my resting place forever and ever. Here I will sit enthroned, for I have observed." Psalm 132 verse 40. The Dutch Reformed Church.
Did they allow the slaves to go to church?
No,
Sad.
it was just
Oh. Sad. That's a sad one. So guys, this is where our ancestors never came to church because they were only allowed to be down. They were only allowed to be down in the dungeons. This is a sad one, guys. So here are places to go.
let's go.
Okay.
Let's, because I want them to, so let's we can use this. This was mushroom lattice.
Wow.
Yes.
So they never allowed the slave children to go to school too.
No. The slave children, as in which children?
Like you know, they when they carry the slave, they carry their children along with them, right?
Yes.
They never allowed those ones to go to school.
No, they were also treated like slaves. They were also sold.
Okay.
But the children they had,
With the slaves.
yes, the slaves, that is where they were treated.
Okay.
So they were brought up to assist their fathers with the trade. So these are
These are
cannons.
cannons.
Guns for war everywhere. Then up there we have a building, it's a fort. Smaller than the slaves, it's a fort. But there were no slaves there. So that's where they had war soldiers who stayed to protect
what is that place used for now?
It's a tourist site. Yes, it's one of the World Heritage Sites by UNESCO, just like this place. And then below we have this we call the service hall. So all the shops we see today, in those days there were shops for carpenters, then these with the wood. These were built by the Dutch. The Dutch had trusted ships. They took the name when the British were here, this castle, the shops were converted to police. So all the policemen, they had to sleep in the dormitories. So today, you see that their shops these are moats. The outer moat here and the inner moat right there. These were filled with seawater. Once they were full, the drawbridge was raised to keep the water out. These moats served as protection for the castle. Then the stairs you see down there, when they had all these were dormitories for European soldiers. All these you see on this string.
Yeah.
Then what you see on top are towers. These were fixed by the Dutch. So their soldiers had to climb on top of it. They protected this place. Built by the Dutch. Then finally, I'll show you where the bigger ships start to wait. So when you look down there, right down
It's really weird.
And because of the movement of the earth. So please, this is the end of the tour. Do you have any questions?
My question is, the slaves never had opportunity to come up apart from their dungeons and down the castle. They never had opportunities to see up apart from the females that maybe they brought them upstairs. No one had opportunity to.
What are you coming to see?
Like they never had access. Like it's like I don't know how to explain it.
No, they didn't have that.
They didn't have that privilege. Wow. They were really treated
Yeah.
that bad. Wow.
So let's remember that the castle was built by, first of all,
The
the Portuguese.
Portuguese,
Traded here for 155
55 years.
It started with barter trade and slave trade. Then the Dutch had control of this place. Because slave trade was abolished after about 235 years, they had to sell this place to the British. They had no use of the structure. And the British, once here, used this place as a sub-administrative center. So they used here purposely for training Africans as soldiers and policemen.
So the British, they are the ones that stopped the slave.
It was a gradual process
Okay.
from all countries. So the British abolished slave trade in 1807, whilst other countries like the Dutch abolished in 1814.
Okay.
So various countries have the years that they abolished the slave trade.
So it wasn't we Africans that fought for our rights.
No, please.
Okay.
Okay, in a way, Africans who were taken from here to that place fought for the abolition of slave trade. So we have people like Martin Luther King and the likes. So the British were here for 85 years. Ghana has control now, and Ghana has had control for 67 years. So this structure you see is 542 years. And this is the oldest and biggest structure we have in Africa in terms of the slave trade. In the year 1979, it was designated as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO.
Thank you very much for the tour. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the
So you can walk around or you can go back.
So guys, this is how the castle and the story of the castle went. It was supposed to be for trading of goods. They brought their stuffs from the States or wherever they are, from the foreign countries or the new world. They brought their stuffs here to Africa. We had to give them what we had, what we had all was natural resources, gold. Those are what we had to give. But now they knew gold is something that is profitable for them, which if they have the mine here, they will make more money. So they brought greed into it all. Now they had to stop the trade of barter. Now they had to use it for what? Slavery. They had to sell humans, only Africans. So guys, it's really a sad one, guys. It's really a sad one. This place is not good, guys. I hope I don't fall.
Yeah.
So guys, this is how it is. This is how it is, guys. Guys, people are all coming out to learn more about this castle. Guys, this is the end of the castle tour. I want to go show you guys what is going on out there. So I'm just taking the week to show you guys what it looks like. I'm not supposed to be here at this time. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here at this time, but this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, guys. I'm not supposed to be here at this time, guys. Taking a risk. Did I get cut? So this is all you guys need to know about this. I don't know if you guys will be able to read it. I don't know if you guys will be able to read all I'm giving you guys to see. So this is the trade. This is how it all started, guys. This is it. So guys, these are the shackles. As you can see, these are real. These are real, these are not fake. Guys, look at this. Guys, all these are real. So guys, this is it. That's how it looks. It's a nice view from here, from the outside. So guys, this is it again. I just can't get enough of this castle, guys. And that's how it sees.
We are the slave trade.
They are the artists.
Hey,
Oh, sorry. What's it there?
Alright, so I'm going to take you to
Look at the comfort. Look at the comfort. So alright, for now we start reading.
Music box.
Look at the part.
Yeah, cool, same soil that I'm standing on, same place it all started.
Assistants, move.
Yeah.
They should perform.
Yeah, that's
Perform.
Perform.
All they care about is talk, all that God really knows.
Oh, take it back. Guys, I'm still here. This is the sunset from the Elmina Castle. This is the sunset, guys. It's very chasing you. Single party costume. squad. J.
We are the killers of town.
Trendy. Yo, Queen Art.
We should come here low key and be. You know the gangsters which are there.
They play.
My squad.
You come there, I'm
Still on keep. Me and the gang, bro. I'm with the gang, man. I'm heading out to see what I can get to eat. With the gang. Cape Coast. See my artist there. Not shine. J Season.
Yo, 054 99909. Oh,
When someone takes me to my 12 is nicer than it.
I just got down. See you. Bye.